guys, thank you so much for joining us here this afternoon. My name is Dana Gerardo.
And my name is Dr. Blake.
And we're the providers here at Manna Audiology, and we wanted to just take some time this afternoon to go over some cleaning techniques with different types of hearing instruments. Much like your car, it's necessary to have routine maintenance, and hearing instruments are the same way. So I want to start off by going over the cleaning techniques of an in-the-ear hearing aid, one that actually looks like this. You have a wax guard on one end. That guy's sole purpose in life is to keep wax from getting into the internal components of the hearing aid. You also have a vent that would need to be kept clean, and then microphones on the faceplate, and we'll go over cleaning those today. So first, every time you take it out of your ear, you want to take a lint-free cloth and just simply wipe it off to make sure you don't have any buildup. It could be earwax, dried skin, dirt, oil. Just want to make sure you wipe that off really well. Next, I like to take my cleaning brush, which has a magnet on the end. I picked up the other one. Most people have one that looks like this. You could also have one that's long and skinny, where when you take it apart, you have the brush on the inside. Or you could have one that looks more like this, that's simply just a brush on the end. All right, so you want to take your little cleaning brush, and on the faceplate, which is the part that actually you would see on the outside of your ear, you want to just simply take your brush and just brush it off just like that, okay? You also want to take a look at that vent. Wax can actually accumulate down in that vent as well, so you want to make sure that it stays nice and clean. Now, this procedure is not something you would need to do every day, but you always want to check and make sure that stays nice and clean. For that, we always give our patients a little piece of material. This is called periodontal floss. It's actually used for people who have maybe have had a bridge or some kind of dental work. It helps to keep it clean. Simply take it on one end of that vent. Please excuse my busted up fingers. We won't talk about that. And pull it through. And then I like to pull it out with a circular motion, just to make sure anything that's accumulated through there comes out. The next step is to change that wax guard, okay? There's not a particular set time frame for this wax guard. Most people need to change it every 2 to 3 months. Some people need to change it weekly. It just depends on how much wax your ear actually accumulates. For this particular type, it takes a filter that looks like this. Your filters for your particular type of hearing aid may look different. These take a little black stick. So you simply pull the stick out. You're going to have a removal tool on one end, and then you have the replacement on the other. You take that removal stick and you simply pop it right down in there. You don't want to screw it down in there. It's actually a pressure fit. So you just pop it down in there. You're going to pull it out. Then you flip it over and simply put it right back in. And that's really it when it comes to keeping your custom in-the-ear hearing instrument clean and maintained.
So now I'm going to go over cleaning a RIC instrument. So RIC actually stands for receiver in the canal. So it looks just like this. You have this piece here that goes behind the ear. You have a thin wire, a speaker, a tiny rubber dome on the end, and then this little tail, this little plastic tail, is just for retention. So cleaning this guy, you can either use a tissue, or like Dana said, you can use a cloth. Make sure you wipe it down really, really well, especially that part that goes in the ear. You know, it's most susceptible to earwax and debris and things like that, so you want to make sure that piece is really clean. So you're going to do that every single night when you take the hearing aids out, wiping it off really well. Additionally, we need to find the wax trap. So what you're going to do is take off that rubber dome. I think it's easiest to grab it in a tissue, like that, and it just pulls right off. So now that you see that the dome is gone, that little wax filter is underneath, that little white piece. So that's the part that we need to replace. So for this specific hearing aid, the wax traps look like this. Pull that out, and you can see one side is empty, and and there's a new wax trap on the other side. So the empty side goes straight in first, just like that. Pull it straight out, and then the new one goes straight in and straight out. So now that you've replaced the wax filter, you have to put the dome back on. So the inside of the dome has a specific little hole that the end of that speaker is going to go, and it fits just on like that. And you want to make sure it's on there nice and snug. Ta-da! Along with changing the wax trap, you do not have to do that every day, not even every month. Like Dana said, it's going to vary for everybody. Just kind of as needed. If you feel like you're not hearing well, or if you do notice that it needs changed, go ahead and change that. So like I said, they can look a little bit different depending on the type of hearing aid. This is one type of wax trap. Dana had a different one, and they can even look like this. So if you're confused of which wax traps go to your hearing aid, just ask one of us and we'll guide you in the right direction. Additionally, we can also use the brush on this hearing aid. So on the piece that goes behind the ear, there are microphones here, here, and here. You want to make sure you brush those off. Debris can cover those microphones, the sound is not going to get in, and therefore it's not going to sound good to you. You can also use an alcohol wipe. So we recommend tissue or cleaning cloth on a daily basis. You can use the alcohol wipes every once in a while, maybe once a week to get an extra good cleaning. Okay.
We also wanted to take some time and just go over some troubleshooting techniques. One of the things that we know that patients do when their hearing aid, they wake up in the morning and their hearing aid won't turn on. The first thing they think is, oh, well, it's the battery. There's actually a really simple way to determine whether or not your disposable battery is good or not. So I have a good battery here. Now with a good hearing aid battery, when you drop it down on the counter, it doesn't bounce. With a bad hearing aid battery, they bounce, okay? So simple rule of thumb, bad batteries bounce. So if you take your hearing aid battery out of your hearing aid and it doesn't bounce, it's not your battery. 9 times out of 10, it's the wax guard. When that little wax guard or filter is plugged up, that simply means sound is not able to come out of that guy, okay? Thank you so much for joining us here today. We would love for you guys to give us a call if you have any troubleshooting or any problems with your hearing aids, or if you want to come in and let us help guide you to better hearing. We'd absolutely love that. Give our office a call at 704-845-1717. Again, thank you for taking the time to join us, and we'll see you here next week.
Bye guys, have a great day.